All right. Let me also apologize for keeping you out of your beds, those of you who normally go to bed early, but we have long evenings now, so the sun did not go down until just about an hour ago, so it's not really that late yet. I promise it won't be a very long meeting. Just wanted to use the opportunity to share some information with you regarding grade 11. I know that we have quite a few students in on the meeting. I'm hoping that we have more parents than students, but nonetheless, I will share the information I have to share with you, and I'll also allow you to seek any clarification, ask any questions that you may want to ask at the very end. So first of all, let me just highlight the fact that I think everyone is aware by now that CXC would have postponed their exams, the start of their exams from June 14th. So originally the exams should have started next Monday. However, there has been another 2 weeks that have been where the exams would have been rescheduled to start on the 28th of June instead. So after this week, there are another 2 weeks left before the start of the exam. So we are winding down from a teaching learning perspective. There are some students who have exams this week for NCTVET starting tomorrow. So some of our grade 11 students have exams this week. Some have already started their exams. I think some of the practical areas, PE, food and nutrition, the general home ec subjects. I think the visual arts papers, the persons should be collecting their questions so that they can do their practicals shortly. So we are already into the exam season. The written papers is what really starts on the 28th of June. So parents, I'm just pointing that out to you so that you are aware of what is happening, and you would recognize that really your child would have no time now for anything else other than focusing on preparation and actual sitting of their examinations. So even if they were wasting time all along, at least now you need to focus a little bit on ensuring that they go into the exams each day properly prepared. So I've not seen the master timetable yet, so I'm not sure exactly what day which exams will be done. Hopefully by the end of the week we'll be able to share with the students the final timetable, and I think some of them may have already seen it. We also want to indicate that for this week we expect the students to be at school whether or not they have external exams. However, next week, we will revert to our grade 11 students coming into school 3 days per week, 3 days for the week. So some will come Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, while another group, I think Pool A will come Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, while Pool B will come Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. For the days that the students are not at school, the 2 days next week that they are not at school, the teachers will have online revision classes with them. So there'll be online revision classes next week, 2 days for each student, for each pool. Then the following week, we will ask the teachers that unless it's absolutely necessary, we will not be teaching. There'll be no teaching that final week before exams, and students will get the time to do their final preparations. However, please be reminded that there may be instances where teachers see the need to have a final class or set of classes with some of our students based on where they are. We also need to remind you that the SBAs, all the SBAs should have been handed in by now because we have already started to submit them to CXC. And just to indicate that not only do we have to submit grades after the teachers have marked them, but we have to submit the actual SBAs. And as you can imagine, I think that there would be probably close to 2,000 pieces of SBAs that we have to scan and upload to CXC's page before the end of the month. So I am assuming that every student would have submitted their SBAs, and therefore it makes no sense. I remind you, who I probably need to remind is the teachers, right? but just for information, all the SBA should have already been submitted and marked. So that is the plan for the next couple of weeks. One, we continue to attend classes this week. We do our NCT vet exams. Next week, you come in, pool A and B come in Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Pool C comes in Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. For the days you are not here, you will have online classes where your teachers will be doing activities related to revision. And then the following week, you're expected to do your final preparation on your own. But of course, you can seek help and guidance from your teachers. The main reason that I decided to have this meeting today, I'm not seeing Mrs. Martin. I don't know where she's here. Mrs. Martin is here. So we're going to talk about our end of year activities. You are aware that we did not have any graduation exercise last year because of the pandemic. However, we have taken on an attitude that we must continue with our lives. So we must continue to do as many things as we can do safely that we would normally do. And so right now we are planning that we want to have a graduation exercise. We do not know in what format yet. We do not know in what format we will have the graduation exercise, but you know that anything we do at STETHS, we intend to do it well, and therefore our plans will, whatever we plan to do, it will be something that is going to be reflective of the quality of our students and our school, and therefore we have started the planning. Not sure of exactly what we will be doing yet, but we want to get the support of our parents and our grade 11 students. So I am having this meeting just to indicate to you that we want to start plans, and we'll be sending out questionnaires to you as parents so that you can indicate the level of support that you're willing and able to give, so that we may determine whether or not it would be worth going ahead with our graduation exercise. Once we have come to an agreement to go ahead with the exercise, we will include both this year's group of school leavers as well as last year's group. As I said before, we haven't determined what the format will be, but it will be a format that I'm sure once you are supportive of it, you'll be very pleased with its outcome. Mrs. Martin is the person who is the graduation coordinator, so I'm just going to turn over to her to allow her to just give us an update as to what some of the basic plans are and what we'll be doing school leaving for the end of this term. So Mrs. Martin, you can unmute and provide us with an update.
All right, good afternoon, good night, sir, and all the parents and teachers who have joined us. As Mr. Wellington indicated, that we're planning on having our graduation ceremony this year. The school will be celebrating its 60th year in October also. So we want to culminate everything with dealing with that. We have a little over 230 students who would have qualified for graduation last year who did not end up having a ceremony because of the COVID. For this year, we don't want that to happen. COVID is here and we are now making some adjustments, so at least we know how to treat with planning. And we, as Mr. Wellington says, we need your support. This year, we should have at least 200 and odd students who would qualify for graduation. How many of those persons are going to be willing to participate in a ceremony is yet to be known. So from the surveys that you will respond to, we will make a decision, but that's the number of persons. So far, we have put in plans to have the graduation pictures taken by Brand Studios. They will be here on Wednesday, the 23rd of June and Thursday, the 24th of June. They'll be here from 8 p.m. and they will set up and take pictures until the last person would have left. Whether or not you meet the graduation criteria, the child can still take their graduation pictures, and that would be at a cost to be announced. All right, so that is what we have in place for this month. As we proceed, CXE starts in July and the last exam is the 30th of July. So that means we can't have a June graduation as is customary, nor can we put it in July because we still have exams taking place, and we don't want to have the event in where the student has to be focusing on the graduation rehearsals and preparation and also preparing for exams. So for a date, we have August left. So it will be indicated by you whether we look to do it for a weekend or we do it a day in August before, shortly after the holidays. But those are changes that we'll have to think about, and we don't want to push it too far back that everybody gets out of the whole frame of mind for school and they would have started to make applications and go into other things and not be interested in the graduation ceremony. So that is where we're at. We're thinking of, if we go virtual, we're thinking of doing a drive-through graduation where you'll still get your awards, you'll still get your certificates and your souvenirs. But of course, all of this is going to take cash, as we would normally have to solicit persons to do the folders, do the certificates, order the trophies. So it means that you will have to contribute some amount of money. The last graduation we had in 2019, the cost was near $15,000, $13,000. So, but that was inclusive of ball and other things. So please bear in mind that if we are going to put on anything that is going to be, that you're going to be proud of and that is going to reflect us, then you are going to have to make some contribution in that regard. The trophies will cost, so that's a costing. The decorations, the whole process is going to be costly. So we are not going to make it overly unbearable. Of course, when we do our costing and budgeting, we will see where it puts us. But of course, that comes back to how many participants we get and what we will, just how many participants. So we are going to need your responses to the survey that will go out. And of course, based on that, we will be able to concretize some things to go ahead. That is basically it so far from my side, sir. I don't know if any parent or student has any question to ask. For the graduation pictures, yes, the students will be able, because we will not have exams, they'll be off on study break. So yes, they can put on their extensions, but the extensions should not be longer than 14 inches. And of course, there is no need for nails to be done because the nails won't be shown in the pictures. So the hairstyle, yes, the females normally want to have their hair extended, and we allow that with minimal, a small, modest earring. And makeup is normally nude makeup. We don't want any bright lipstick or anything like that. So we prefer to have nudes that we will outline and have the students, the students will be aware of that, along with the cost of the and timing for the picture taking. But that is in place, and we just need your support. It is something that we pride ourselves in producing each year, and we don't want another set of our students to leave and not have a graduation as a result of COVID, right? So it wouldn't be COVID's fault, no, but it would be ours. All right, so we crave your support, and we look forward to having a grand celebration this year. So I'm turning back over to you now, sir.
Thank you, Mrs. Martin, right? And just to reemphasize, whatever we're going to do, whatever we agree to do, we are sure that it will be something that you are going to be proud of, and something that will reflect your time at STETHS. So I guess within another week and a half or 2 weeks before exams start, we will have something definitive as to what our plans are, what date we're looking at, and what format the graduation will take place in. And of course, you know that it will also be dependent on the Disaster Risk Management Act, what is happening at the time we plan the graduation for, what is being allowed, and so forth. But as we said, we will make it something spectacular. Questions, anybody? Questions or comments? You would have to raise your hand for me to unmute you. As I promised, it won't be a very long meeting because it's really just the items we have already discussed that is on the agenda. And of course, the important thing is that we want parents to be aware of where our headspace is. And you can also offer suggestions, right? So outside of waiting on us to tell you what we are thinking, if there are any parents who have any experiences or anything that they have seen and they like and they want to suggest to us, you can always speak to Mrs. Martin with the ideas, right? But we think that these students have gone through a whole lot. They have gone through something that none of us as adults would have gone through over the last 15, 16 months. And we think that they deserve something to recognize their efforts and to mark the occasion, right? So so if there's any, we really want this to work, right? The photographs, as we said, we have not set the cost for the photographs yet. It will be for the pictures, it will be somewhere between 2,500, Mrs. Martin, and $3,000.
That's correct, sir.
Right. So we will make that final determination of the cost when we make that final discussion with Bryans. And of course, what is included in the package, Mrs. Martin?
They will get 9 pictures. They'll have a 4x12, 8x4, and they'll have 9. I'm actually looking at they'll have 9 wallet size pictures. So it is worth what is being proposed.
And they will get the digital copies. And they really,
yes.
really look good. If you go on the school's Instagram page and look at last year's one, you'll see how good they looked.
They're
and of course, right. And we are going to make sure that we make use of those digital photographs as well.
Right. So they get 1 8x12, 1 5x7, 4 wallets, and 9 mini wallets. So
and
at least
Mrs. Martin, those will be used for the school magazine, right?
Yes. So the digital copy will be used to be included in the school magazine.
Right, and this magazine will be a special magazine. It's a 60th anniversary magazine, so it wouldn't be a normal grade 11 magazine. It is going to be a really special magazine, right?
Right, it will be. So it will include those those graduates from last year, and of course these current graduates, all of them. And it will be placed, all of them will be collated in a magazine that will culminate for the 60th anniversary. And of course, it is something that will be high quality and well presented.
There's a question, Mrs. Martin, to find out the arrangement for the photos, if it's alphabetically or by pool or any set order, so that person don't have to come and wait all day.
Okay, we will do it by pools. So just like what we did last time, we'll say pool A, depending on the number of students that we have in pool A and B will come on the day, because they will take as many pictures as they can afford to on the first day. So the second day is really for persons who would not be able to make it on that particular day, and we are trying to avoid crowding. So we will I will post the group of students who would come out on the 23rd and who comes out on the 24th.
All right, thank you, Mrs. Martin. Let me see. Students for graduation, the graduation list in another two weeks, Mrs. Martin will have the list.
Yes, sir. The list will be done to confirm those persons. We have a list, but it's not yet completed. So we will firm up everything by the next 2 weeks because the mock exam grades and so on needs to be collated.
Somebody's asking if students in lower six who are not returning for upper six take new photos.
Yes, they are allowed to take photos too.
Okay. And,
so the sixth formers.
Go ahead, Mrs. Martin.
So the sixth formers are allowed to take photos. They will take them in they'll get the same package. So they will register to say who wishes to take the photos.
All right, thank you. And the date again, June 23rd and 24th, you said?
Yes, that's correct.
A Wednesday and Thursday, June 23rd and 24th.
And that would be from 8.
From 8 a.m. Okay. All right. All right. Any other questions? We're doing well. We have only gone half an hour, which is good. We don't need to go much longer. Any questions? Parents, anybody want to tell us what's happening at home if your child is ready for exams? And the parent want to tell us how they're feeling about the children and their preparedness for exams. Somebody wants to know if the football field can be used for graduation. We will see what we can do. We will see what can be done. We don't use the football field for those type of activities. But we will see what can be done. All right, Shanice.
Good night, Mr. Wellington, and teachers and students and parents who are here. I'd just like to say thank you for all that you guys have been doing to help the students in this time, the sacrifice to have them come out and have school for them to get the revision. And for all the teachers, I've had the opportunity because I'm home to listen to the interaction with the teachers online, and I'm really grateful for all the effort the teachers have been making. As far as preparation, a lot of nerves, a lot of feeling like we don't want to do it, but I just want to encourage all the students to push ahead. As Mr. Wellington said, you're a very special group of students, and we are very proud of you.
Thank you very much. Well said, Shanice. Thank you. And I share your sentiments with those teachers who are not here. All right, thank you. SR. SR, you can unmute and go ahead. Mrs. Martin, somebody's asking about extensions be removed the day after the photos.
Extension should not be worn for your external exams. So we expect you have a week that you can remove them from your hair because exam starts on July 2.
Mrs. So Martin, you have the new timetable?
Yes, I did. I sent it to you.
Oh, all right. Let me check it. All right. SR ready now?
Yes, Mr. Wellington. Good night, everyone. Good night, parents and teachers, and Mr. Wellington and Robinson here. I just want to say a big thank you to the STETHS group, the STETHS teachers and family, and the teachers for putting out all the efforts that they have been putting out during this pandemic. have been home and I see how much effort the teachers put in. And as parents, we really appreciate your hard work and your effort. And we say thumbs up to you all. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Ms. Robinson. Thank you very much. All right. And the good thing about the COVID that we have learned so much, there are so many opportunities that are now present that many of them were present before COVID, but we never recognized that we could be using them. So now we have learned so much and we want to, Mrs. Martin, I think we need to plan one last hurrah with our students, maybe the weekend before graduation. So we're going to plan something for them maybe the Sunday evening before, not graduation, sorry, before exams. So parents, we will plan an activity before that the first exams or the first written exams, because exams start already. Now we're going to invite all our students and parents on Zoom. So please make the effort to attend. We'll send out the information when it's ready. We're also having the Carteret College is having something for our grade 11 students and sixth formers on Wednesday. So I'm inviting all the grade 11 students. We'll share the link in the groups tomorrow. The Carteret family putting on something, you know, just for relaxation purpose. So we're inviting all our grade 11 and sixth form students to join in on Wednesday afternoon. All right. Any other questions or comments? Or cost for the package, we said we'll give you the final cost before the week is done, but it is somewhere between $2,500 and $3,000 for the photograph package. All right. Let me see if any other question in the chat. SR, you want to say something again?
Yes, Mr. Wellington, I just want to ask for, I paid some funds for evening classes and they were not kept. Can that fund be rechallenged to the graduation package?
Yeah, man. Just write a letter and give it to Mrs. Wallace, and it will be credited. All right.
And then can I get the balance back?
Yes, you can. Just put it in writing to Mrs. Wallace, and she'll make the arrangement.
Yes,
couple persons coming in late. Photographs will be taken on the 23rd and 24th of June, Wednesday and Thursday. Your child will get the details. The cost is going to be between $2,500 and $3,000. Yes, we are planning to have a graduation exercise, but we need feedback from you, the parents, to see if you are willing to have your children participate. And then we would make that final determination as to when, what the format is going to be, and what the cost is going to be. We're hoping that all of that will be done within the next 2 to 3 weeks. All right. Ms. Swaby.
Good night, everyone.
All right.
Good night, sir. Sir, there was a question in the group regarding souvenirs, rings, and something like that in the chat.
Yes. Yes, so I didn't see it, but yes, we are looking at souvenirs. As Mrs. Martin said earlier, this year is our 60th anniversary. October coming, the school will be 60 years old. So we are planning a number of activities, and of course, memorabilia and souvenirs are going to be an important part of the celebration. So we are looking to get those done, hopefully in time for your graduation, as well as a part of those will be the magazines, the 60th anniversary magazines, which will feature this graduating class. But yes, we will have some souvenirs, but we're trying to finalize those things. But as you can imagine, with COVID going on, we have to be careful what we are planning. You're not allowed to have too much gathering. You also have to be careful how you spend money in these times, because you may spend it and can't recover. So we want to do all of this, but again, we have to be sure of the support that we will get. So we will be sending out the surveys so that we can gauge the support that will come from you. All right. Any other questions? All right. Miss Barrows, you want to share anything from your other life with us? Miss Barrows, if you want to share anything from your other life with us, you can raise your hand so I can unmute you. All right. Yes, Miss Barrows, you can go ahead now.
Okay, sir. Not really, Mr. Wellington. I think you would have covered it because it depends on the disaster risk management act that will determine really how we proceed forward. So whatever the plans are, I'm in support of those, whether we are able to do the drive through as was suggested or otherwise. So we will have to await those directives.
Right.
So that
And
will
by the way, just a little hint. If we're going to do a drive-through, we would want the students to do a little recording of maybe 15, 20 seconds, just something to indicate something about their tenure here. And we would be having a big screen and all of that, if that is what we decide to do. So that's an idea that we're working with, and that would mean we're looking at maybe 300, depending on how many persons participating, 300 little video clippings that would have to be posted on the big screen. But let us see how it works. As I said, whatever we do, we're sure it's going to be well done.
Yes.
Tasari. Tasari, you wanted to say something? Can you go ahead?
Yes, sir, Mr. Wellington. It's our mother, Tracy. I was just asking, do you offer graduation ring?
We have done so in the past, but those would have to be paid for upfront and the order taken because they are not very cheap. So we don't want to order and then we find out that people not collecting them. So we have a STETHS ring with the mold and everything, and somebody who makes them for us. But those have to be ordered and deposits made so that we have the commitments. So we don't normally do a lot. It's just individuals who would make the order. All right.
Okay, sir.
All right. So if you want, you can speak with Mrs. Martin or Mrs. Wellington, who's the person who normally gets it done. All right. Miss Webb. Miss Webb has her hand up. Can you unmute and go ahead?
Good night, everyone. Hearing me, sir?
Yes, I'm hearing you, Mrs. Webb.
Okay, good night, everyone. I just realized someone put a question about wearing afro for graduation pics. Mrs. Martin, if you can remember, last year we had to take down a lot of the hairstyles. Fabulous hairstyles, and the hats could not fit the hairstyles, and then the girls didn't want to take out the hairstyles because they paid too much money for it. So they have to be careful about the hairstyles that they put up, so that they should do hairstyles that can fit under the cap. Because they don't want to take it out when then, Mrs. Martin said to them that this can't fit under the cap and they don't want to take it out. So they have to bear that in mind.
Remember, we're not having any ball or something after, so it don't make sense to spend $10,000 on the hairstyle just to take the photograph. And then nobody knows that it is you when they see the photograph. For the rings, you can get your birthstone in the ring. And don't ask me if it is genuine, but it is lasting. I don't know. I'm not a jeweler, but it's good. All right. All right. I don't see any more hands up, and I don't see any questions, any more questions. What form will the souvenirs be in? We haven't made that final decision yet. Richie. Richie, you can unmute and go ahead now.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead, man.
Yeah, man. Blessed love, Chief. Blessed love, Mr. Wellington.
Yes,
All the
Richie.
students, all the parents. You know, I just want to say thank you for, you know, giving me the opportunity to, you know, to be informed, you know, in my neck of the woods, in my little corner right now. Each time, you know, I get the opportunity to be on Zoom so that I can know what is happening, so that I can have a better understanding of what is going on. So I just want to say, you know, big thank you, you know what I mean, for the way you mobilize and organize and, you know, disseminate all the information.
Thank you very much, boss. And thanks for being a good parent.
Yeah, I'm blessed love.
Omar.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening.
Good evening. Robinson and Robinson followed by Robinson.
Sir, it's really a comment and, you know, to big up the whole fraternity there at St. Elizabeth Technical. You know, I've watched my son grow over the years there at STETHS, and, you know, the protection, everything of the child is well taken care of. And STETHS looking to celebrate 60th year anniversary. And I just want to wish this whole school family all the best. And through your leadership, sir, we have seen so much achievements. And I just want to hope the Lord continue to bless you and keep you. The whole staff, everybody who is on team STETHS, and all the best going forward. And I really hope that the students, even though the nerves will be there going into exams, I just want them to understand that the nerves are natural. It's natural to be nervous. They just have to go and do what they have to do on the paper. And all we expect of them is their best. You know, I encourage the students just to give their best. What they are going through now is not normal. It's gonna be the first set of students who would have had limited face-to-face and will have to sit an exam with paper 1 and 2. Just give your best and hope for the best. And this is not the end. You have a tertiary education to look forward to. So just give your best shot on this CSEC, and God bless you all.
Thank you very much, and well said, Mr. Robinson. As we've said earlier as well, these students have really gone through a lot, and you know, you have to give thanks, all of you as parents. You have to give thanks if your child has come through this or is coming through this with their head still held high and not being frustrated, not being depressed, because it has not been easy. We know that for a fact. It has not been easy on any of them. And so if we are able to get them through all of this with any level of success, then we have to give God thanks, and we have to appreciate their efforts. We have to appreciate the efforts of everybody around them who would have made it possible, because it is not to be taken for granted that our kids can cope with all of this, that none of us would have been able to help them with, because none of us have the experience of living through and something like this, and so we could give them any assurances or anything. All we could have done, all as teachers and as parents, is to try our best to stay by their side and to, you know, to keep them motivated. So, you know, we have to give thanks. We have to give God thanks if we are able to get them through all of this. All right. So thank you very much, Mr. Robinson. I see somebody post a question in the chat, and I laugh to myself. So, but I have to respond, right? Somebody asks about students with outstanding school fees, if they'll be able to graduate. Right. So first of all, if you have outstanding school fee, then it means that you can't afford the school fee. And if you couldn't afford the school fee, then why you want to take up money to pay for graduation? That would be the first question I ask. Right. But seriously, we have done a whole lot during the course of the school year in terms of expenses. I can tell you that the bus system itself, we would have subsidized that bus system with millions of dollars, right? just to pay the busmen each fortnight. What we collect from you, especially over the last month where it is only the 11th graders are coming to school, we have had to find hundreds of thousands of dollars each fortnight to make up the money that we collect from the students, right? We think that it is important because we wanted the students to be here. We wanted to give them an opportunity to succeed. So the money, we have had to use money that we had in savings. We have had to use money that would normally go towards something else. For example, our light bills would have been a little bit higher if we had full school. So all of those monies that we would have been saving and some other schools have gotten to save, we have spent it trying to ensure that our students could get here safely, right? And I'm saying that to say that for those of you who have outstanding school fees, you know we're not going to come and ask you for it, right? We're not going to come and ask you for it. But since as somebody opened the door, I am using that opportunity to ask you to whatever contribution you have to make and that is outstanding, please go ahead and do it because it is important to us. We need it. We really, really need it because we have gone a year and a half now without any income outside of what we collect from school fees. Normally a school like STETHS would get, we have a tuck shop where we do good sales. That obviously not the same now. We would have our football games that you get money from, or track meet that we get money from, would have other activities. None of that would have worked over the last 15 months. So we really have been spending without any real income. So parents who have not made their contributions in terms of their parent support contribution, I think that having heard all the nice things that you would have said of parents, now to show that you really believe it to be so, now is a good opportunity. Make sure you don't have any outstanding balance for your children, right? But you know we're not going to run you down for it. We're not going to stop your children from succeeding because of it. But we ask that you make your contribution, right? So that answers that question. Applications for sixth form. All right, so based on what is going to happen, first of all, it's unlikely that sixth form will start until October because the exam results are not likely to come back until the end of September. So our sixth form program is unlikely to start until October. We will therefore not be sending out applications until August. But what we expect, especially based on what is happening now, is that most of our grade 11 students will be aiming to come back to sixth form because it's going to be challenging for you to get into tertiary institutions at the end of September when your results come in. So at least, even if you don't want to, try and make plans to come back to sixth form and don't stay on the road when your results come out, right? But your applications would be ready, I would say, in October. All right? Oh, sorry, in August. All right. All right. All right, I think we have gone, what is almost 9 o'clock already. So if there are no more questions, I'm going to call the meeting to a halt. I don't want anybody to say them couldn't go work tomorrow because we had night meeting. So if there are no more questions, I'm going to thank you very much. I'm going to thank you very much for being here. Thank you very much for participating. Thank you very much for the kind words you would have shared. And most importantly, thank you very much for making the sacrifice to support your children. For those of you who are here as parents, I know that you are here because you have the interest of your child at heart and you want to see them do well, and you would have done your part in supporting whatever we are doing to make it happen. So thank you very much, everyone. And one question, cost of the ring. We would not have any real idea, but the rings can be expensive. It can be anywhere between what? Anywhere between $25,000 to $40,000 for a ring, right? And that is why we say we have to take the orders up front and the deposits because they are not cheap. All right, so that's for the graduation ring. And some people wait until they leave school to come and buy one, right? So if you can't afford it, nothing is wrong to wait until you have the child has started working. They can buy themselves a school ring. All right. All right. Thank you very much, everyone. Have a good night, and I will post the recording from this meeting in the group so other parents will benefit from what was discussed. Thank you very much, and enjoy the rest of the evening and the night when it comes.